All right. Good morning, Mr. Womack. My name is Julia Hayes, and I'm the judge of County Criminal Court number 2, which is where your case has been assigned.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and go on the record now in cause number M1953253. The state is Texas versus, is it Stephan Womack?
Stefan
Womack. This is a hearing for purposes of the defendant entering an agreed plea. Defense attorney, assistant public defender, Mr. James Spangler II is present. The court's probation officer and the court's court reporter are also present, as well as the defendant, Stefan Womack, and the court, all of whom are appearing over Zoom video conference. In compliance with the public courts laws, we are also live streaming on YouTube. Mr. Womack, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down. Are you Stefan Womack?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your date of birth?
December 6, 1997.
Do you understand what you're charged with today?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you agree that we do your plea over Zoom video conference?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the range of punishment in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you discussed your rights with your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to have a trial?
No, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you believe your client is mentally competent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Womack, what is your plea?
No contest.
I accept your plea of no contest. Find you guilty of this offense. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not finding you guilty. Let me start this over. Tell me your plea.
No contest.
I accept your plea of no contest. While the evidence is sufficient to find you guilty, instead of doing that, I'm placing you on deferred adjudication probation for 12 months. You are also being required to pay $300 restitution to Edwina Dunbar. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
As long as you meet your probation conditions after the 12 months, this case will be dismissed. Do you understand, however, this case will still appear on your criminal record unless you take steps to conceal it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand one of the steps you can take is file a petition for non-disclosure?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that a non-disclosure is a court order to the Texas Department of Public Safety to not disclose your criminal record to the general public?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that even if that petition is granted, there's certain agencies that will still have access to this record?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand those agencies include law enforcement, schools, hospitals, federal securities agencies, and many more?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you understand ultimately this case will never be completely removed from your criminal record unless you receive a pardon from the governor of Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
So your attorney submitted paperwork in order to complete this plea. And that paperwork includes the Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 3914 compliance form, the judicial admonition of defendant's rights and plea agreement, the waiver of rights, consent to plea by video teleconferencing, and the conditions of community supervision. Mr. Spangler signed all of these documents both on his and your behalf. Did you authorize Mr. Spangler to sign these documents on your behalf?
Yes, ma'am.
Court takes judicial notice of the defendant's authorization that Mr. Spangler signed the aforementioned documents on his behalf. Mr. Spangler, do you have anything you want to add at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Jackson, do you have anything you want to add at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Womack, Ms. Morales will be reaching out to you sometime next week, but probably by Tuesday or Wednesday. We're closed on Monday to go over your conditions with you and to give you reporting instructions.
Okay. Yes, sir.